start this time. And we are live. Welcome, Manny. Welcome, all. Welcome to a Brothas Perspective. My name's David Ware. I'm here with my brother Brian Ware.
Yo.
And we got more NBA talk for y'all, man. A little bit of turmoil up in Toronto. The Kawhi Leonard trade has been put on pause. I really don't know what this means for Brandon Ingram, because he was the other player in that trade. He's got to want to get out of that building just because, obviously I wanted to get rid of me. But if you don't know what's going on with the Kawhi Leonard situation, basically a summary of a summary. He started a company called Aspiration. It is now bankrupt, and the company was still being funded. Is the gist of it that I've got. What do we think about this situation with Kawhi? Is it going to work out? And is he going to face some sort of penalty, or how's this going to play out?
It's like Jay-Z said, man, Rico. Everything was good just a week ago. Bullshit catching up. It's starting to catch up to him, man. We know it was all a front. Uncle Dennis is probably in on it. Steve Ballmer was probably in on it. And
Uncle Dennis is
they probably thought it was going to crash out like this, but I mean, we know what would happen if they weren't as rich as they were. It'd be somebody be caught holding the bag, but I think eventually the NBA is going to smooth this over and all in well, but it's looking kind of sketchy right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi's not a media darling by any stretch, right? But he's also a guy that's like so to himself and off the radar that I think the league is looking at this like this is bad for business to have a guy that, is looked at as somebody that just wants to hoop. And now he's got this going on. I think they're going to try to figure out a way to, like you say, smooth it over, make it go away. And I don't know, man. I think it's kind of crazy that this situation is being dragged out, man. This has been going on since the top of last year when I first started hearing about it, at least. So, it's definitely going to take a toll on the team, I think, initially, because I don't know how close he can be to the team right now. I don't know which team he technically plays for right now. Because it literally says the trade has been put on pause. I don't know what that means. I don't actually know what that means. Like, is he technically still a Clipper?
The only time I remember that from the league is back when Chris Paul got traded to the Lakers, where they tried to trade him.
Well, that trade just got killed. The word wasn't paused with that. The league just blocked it. Like, the league just didn't let that happen. So yeah, man, it's like, how could you I guess how could you let this bleed over to a whole nother country, technically? I just don't know enough of the details to know, somebody's going to have to take the fall for this because basically there's some fraud going on. Like, fraud is happening. So somebody's going to have to take the fall. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Kawhi got a fall guy in the camp, somebody's name that's attached to everything that is just the name.
Man, rich people are so sloppy, bro.
Yeah, man, I think they're fat and happy, man. People get fat and happy. People start feeling invincible, feel like, the world is their oyster, nothing can touch them. And you have situations like this. My thing about it is, 28 mil ain't nothing to sneeze at, but it's like, bro, you get more than that from New Balance. I just don't get why the people don't just do legal shit. Like, you have enough money to make money legally.
I'm telling you, bro.
You have enough money to make plenty money legally.
It's like when you're at the end of a video game and you're have everything unlocked. You just start doing shit just to do shit. That's how people that are rich act in real life. It's like they're at the end of GTA and they just have everything. You just start doing shit. And like you said, once you feel invincible because you done had so much success, it's like nobody can touch you. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Kawhi's gonna still end up a Raptor at the end of the day. And I think by, Christmas, this will be afterthought. Whatever penalties there for him, he probably have to sit out 20 games or something, 25 games, whatever. But I don't think it's going to be something where he ends up not being traded or does some jail time or anything like that. I just don't think it's going to go that far. Speaking of new teams being put together, man, the Washington Wizards are really trying to put something together. AJ DeBarsta just had his first summer league game. He dropped 27 points. That was the most points scored by a number one overall pick since Blake Griffin back in 2009. Played against Darren Peterson. Peterson had, I think, 24 points as well, but he had like hella turnovers. He had like 8 turnovers or something. Um, what do we think about this team that's being put together in Washington? Can this team actually make some noise, or are they going to be the same old Wizards?
I mean, they have a decent squad on paper at least. You know, shout out Trae Young. I always maintain that if it wasn't for a poorly placed referee back in 2021, they would have went to the championship and won it against Phoenix. So shout out to Trae Young, shout out to AD, shout out to all them boys, and the band still look good. You know, it's summer league, so you can't put too much into it, but
Right.
they'll be a solid out. They'll be a tough out at the least if they can stay healthy. Um, I don't know if they're a real contender, but they'll be a tough out.
Yeah, that word gets thrown around, right? Contender. It's like, okay, because my thing is with this team, like, I guess a 3 year window, if that. Like, I would say no more than a 3 year window. I mean, you're looking at your starting five is probably going to be Trey, Anthony Davis, Alex Sarr, DeBansta, and Kyshon George. Solid starting five. I mean, super solid starting five. They just added Chris Middleton to the mix. They added DeAndre Ayton. I think I'd be trying to get Ayton out of there. And to me, he's just a cancer. He's gonna be, feeling like he should get more shots, and he's not gonna just want to fit in and just play a role. Like that's he's proven time and time again that that's not what he is. So I'd be trying to move him. But other than that, just like you say, on paper, man, this team looks very, very solid and formidable, especially in today's East. I mean, today's East is up for grabs for sure. There's no team that I feel like is a dominant, team where they're just gonna walk through the East by any means. So I think this Washington Wizards team is they're gonna make some noise, man. I mean, obviously, just like any other situation, it comes down to injuries, but these guys are very much injury prone. Even the Basta left that game a little early. He said he had some leg soreness. He said it was nothing serious. Um, but yeah, he left the game with some leg soreness. So I guess that's something to look into too, man. You don't want to hear that, from the number one pick, a guy that's just getting his feet wet in this league. Maybe it was just because he hadn't played in like 3-4 months. Maybe that's where that comes from. But this team,
Maybe they didn't care because it's summer league. I guess summer league at the end of the day. Like I don't. He in Vegas. He 2019 whatever. I mean,
yeah, I don't think it's anything to really worry about. I mean, he came out of the game. That's fine. They won the game anyway. It's just like I said, I mean, this summer league, he just showed that he can get to the rim. He can knock down contested shots. Had a few assists, had some boards. Had a good outing. The main thing I saw from the highlights I saw was he didn't look, undersized out there by 80 million. He's got an NBA body. You hear that. You hear people say that. But, like, he was getting to his spots with relative ease. And, some shots he made, some shots he didn't. But he didn't look like a guy that was, out there trying to figure it out. He looked like a guy that was confident in what he was doing. He had a certain mindset. And he said after that game that, he really wanted to win that one because he had lost his last few to Peterson. So maybe that's a budding rivalry that we'll see for these next, years. I mean, one's in the East, one's in the West, so that's kind of tough as far as it being a true rivalry.
I mean, Utah's a decent team too, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Peterson, my only kind of like, I guess, fear with him is, seems like he wants to run point, but I think he's a two. I just think he's just a true two. He's just a scorer. And he's got to kind of accept that role rather than trying to have the ball in his hands all game. But that's my only kind of concern with him. Even the games I saw, when he was in college, the games that I did watch, he does like to have the ball in his hands a lot. I think he's a lot better off ball. I think he's a lot more dynamic off ball than on ball. But, that comes down to coaching. That comes down to coaching and the GM and just getting him to buy into what's going on. I don't think he's, I mean, there were some concerns about, his mentality and such in college, but I think he'll realize pretty quickly, like, this is a man's league, bro. You can't just come in here and do whatever you want. You got to buy into the system. I don't know who the coach is over there with Utah right now, but hopefully it's somebody that can steer him in the right way, and hopefully that team can become a contender as well, man.
That'll never happen. But into something that might happen or something that has happened, Wembanyama. You know, the Spurs, they had a tough outing in the finals, but they want to come back. They want to get better. And Wemby's going to help them do that. He signed a new deal, but he didn't get the max money. He took about a $50 million pay cut to keep other guys around. Do you think this is a helpful move? Is it a significant move? How do you feel about it?
I mean, he's following in the footsteps of Jalen Brunson, right? He just saw that guy get his guys, win a ring, saw it up close and personal, as close as he could. I think you obviously want to bring back a Castle. You obviously want to bring back Vassell. You obviously want to bring back Dylan Harper. When I see Johnson and De'Aaron Fox, these are the two guys that's kind of like, they're kind of on the bubble for me. I think you can upgrade from both of them.
$250,000 for an upgrade is insane, bro. Like,
Yeah,
do you
man.
think De'Aaron Fox is really healthy down the stretch? Like, I mean, have we been too hard on Fox? I mean, it was nasty.
I don't want to
But
just write him
like,
off. The thing about it was like he wasn't out there looking like it wasn't problems physically. It was mentally. It was the decisions he was making. It was
yeah,
IQ.
decision making. Yeah.
Like that's the thing that makes me think like. I mean, granted, you've never been there before, so it's and I'm a Fox fan, man. Like I thought he should have got picked over Lonzo Ball when he was coming out the draft. Like he was doing this thing in Sacramento for a long time, you know, under the radar. And I guess that has to be taken into consideration as well. This is definitely his first time, you know, in a big situation. It's the biggest situation to find him. So the lights get no brighter, the situation gets no realer, right? I think that's just gonna come down to Wemby, man. I think it's just they're gonna call Wemby in the office and they're gonna say, "Do you want to keep the Aaron or not?" And he's gonna have the final say on that. By him leaving, you know, 50 something mil on the table, he clearly wants to keep a lot of these guys around. Um, and I don't think I wouldn't just hate it if because knee jerk reaction in the midst of it, I was like, get Fox out of there. I for sure was beating that drum. But looking back at it, man, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's still easily a top 10 point guard in the league. I mean, who do you get? Who do you get to replace him? Who do you get?
Yeah, that's my main thing. Like, you're not gonna get. I feel like getting whatever you would get for him, it just feel like it wants to spur of the moment shit. Like something you didn't really think through. Like you're not gonna get an equal player back, so.
Right.
And really, like we said, they needed more big man either way, and that's what they drafted. So.
Yeah, I think they did great in the draft, man. I think they did great in the draft. I want to see. I haven't seen any of their summer league games to see, you know, how those guys look that they drafted out there. But I just think you put the ball in Dylan Harper's hands more. He gets more burn. Maybe you swap it out. Maybe De'Aaron comes off the bench, and you know Dylan's your starting point. It's just whatever you got to do to get him more touches, have him on the court more. That has to happen for sure. When it comes to Keldon Johnson, I don't know. His seat's a little hot. He really didn't perform in the finals. I mean, and then he's just he's like a tweener, like 6'6" maybe, but they were playing him at the 4. Comes back to your point again about getting more bigs. Then they got to try to create some type of situation where they have a backup for Cornette, to where Cornette and Wemby can play at the same time. Or either
No.
you can't see that.
No. When they drafted, one of these bigs had to hit that they drafted. They have to be able to play like right now.
Well, they're big bodies, but they're only 6'8" and 6'9". They're not like true bigs.
Same for that 4 spot.
You don't undersize 4 and you got Wemby at the 5. It could work.
A 6'8", 6'9" at the 4 in today's NBA is not undersized.
I want my 4 to be 6'10", 6'11". I mean, I'm just thinking about who they're gonna see Hartenstein, right? You're gonna see if the Knicks make it.
I mean,
back.
they almost got away with it with guards crashing. So if you have a 6'8", 6'9", Tobias Harris, the dude they drafted out of Baylor or whatever, like, those are big bodies. Like,
the kid they got out of Kentucky and the kid they got out of Baylor are definitely big bodies. They're not skinny kids at 6'9", 6'8". They got some weight on them, so it could work, man. I think it could work. But I do think, you know, Wemby, showing love to the city, showing love to the team, saying like I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? Not taking the supermax deal, not making it all about him. It says a lot. It says a lot about his character. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that he makes that move. He seems like a guy that I'm sure money's not an afterthought for him, but he seems like he's really in it for the love of the game. Um, Now, when that next deal comes up, he probably gonna take the supermax. Uh, but for right
Honestly,
now,
if he doesn't have a ring by then, he might be out of there.
I mean, according to him, it's San Antonio forever, man. That's what he said. But things can't change. You're talking about 4 years down the line, so we'll see. I think it really comes down to what Vassell and Champagne too. How did they add to their game? Especially Champagne, right? Because there was times where he had like birdies at the rim, he couldn't finish. You can't be a guy that's just out here to shoot the ball on offense. Not the way that their offense is set up, at least. It's gonna be interesting to see, man. Do I love them bringing Tobias Harris in? I can't say I love it, but there's a guy that's been in a lot of winning situations. He's played high leverage ball. I'm pretty sure he's never been to a finals, but he's been on teams that have made runs, right? So I don't know, man. The finals just get different. People shrink in the finals. I've seen it time and time again. So we'll see. We'll see. That wouldn't have been the first guy that I was trying to add to this situation, but we'll definitely see.
Speaking of somebody else who saw something, saw those hands, your boy, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, two college teammates. I think they crossed over at UK together. Teammates in the league at Miami for a hot minute. Hero
Maybe
gets
two
traded to
finals runs
Milwaukee.
together.
Yeah, I mean, they heat up in summer league. You think everything's gonna be cool, the brotherhood shit they talk about in Miami, the Miami Heat culture, all that shit, out the window. Bam Adebayo, according to reports, swung on your boy. I didn't see any marks on his face, so maybe he didn't get a clean shot, but it was a fisticuff situation. Is this something? Is this nothing? Is this just, what do you make of this?
I mean, the video hasn't come out, right? I'm kind of waiting to see the video come out because somebody pulled their camera phone out. You know, somebody pulled their smartphone out. There's video of this. So I want to see like what popped it off. Was it like just walked up on each other? Somebody went for the dap, and the other one was on some like nigga fuck you, and then it just went like there's got to be something because this is like. I mean, people get traded all the time, right? Teammates get broken up all the time. It has to be something beyond basketball, I think, to where they actually put hands on each other. Guys talk crazy and all this type of thing, but it had to be somewhere like maybe Tyler feels like Bam got him out of there. Um, maybe it has just nothing to do with basketball at all. Maybe there was underlying tension there for years. Maybe Bam feels like Tyler gets hurt at the worst time all the time. And who knows? But until the video comes out, we can't really make too much of it. It's kind of crazy though that this is what's going down in the summer league. I mean, I'm sure Tyler doesn't love the fact that he's in Milwaukee, no Giannis. So maybe that just was boiling over. Maybe he was just thinking about the fact that the next 2-3 years of his career is going to be wasted, and he just decided to talk crazy to Bam. And maybe Bam sick of everybody talking about how his girl better hooper than him and all this type of thing, and 83 points wasn't real and all this, and that just came to a head, and Bam put hands on him. I would love to see the video though. I would love to see the video. I would get
Definitely would love to see the video, but I don't know, man. I think there's been a lot of talk, like you said, about Bam and how he and Giannis mix and will it work out and can he really score and yada yada yada. It probably just boiled over, but I mean, it's like I said earlier. Once you're this rich, you can do what you want. So
yeah.
common sense probably went out the window. Just started swinging on some ego shit.
Yeah, man, the egos had to be involved when it comes to this because at the end of the day, bro, like y'all boys are teammates for damn near a decade. That's what makes me think it's something that's like beyond basketball because we never heard any rumblings, before. At least I've never seen anything on tape as far as them getting into it or whatever. Bam, from what I can tell from interviews and such, seems like super easygoing guy. Tyler definitely seems like a motherfucker that's gonna pop shit, that's gonna run his mouth. Yeah, maybe Bam was just sick of it. Maybe he's like, you're not my teammate no more. I don't really respect you. I don't gotta pretend to respect you in that way. and it just came to a head. Um, but speaking of new teammates and the possibilities that comes with them, LeBron James let it be known to the Los Angeles Lakers last week that he was not be a Laker for the 2026-2027 season. And there's a group of teams. Rich Paul put up a whiteboard. The teams were the Cavs. Who was on that board? Miami. Um, I believe the Warriors were on that board.
Timberwolves,
Timberwolves were on that board,
Dallas.
and Dallas. Yeah, I think that was the five. Um, is we're on Brown watch, man. We're again on Brown watch. It's been what 14 years since the decision, 16 years since the decision. Um, how do we want to see Brown go out? Is it about going to play with Steph and oh man, these are the two guys that carry the era and it's just fun and they're shooting from 30 and they're laughing and Steph's doing the night night and LeBron's doing a little king celebration and they don't really win anything, but it's just fun to see. Or does he try to go somewhere that has a legitimate chance to win? I still say the Spurs, but and now especially with Wemby leaving that money on the table, it could really happen now. What do we see for Bron?
I think Philly was also on the board. Um, I mean, like I said last time, I think he's going for the sentimental play. He has the camera crews following him around. I think a Last Dance in Cleveland makes the most sense, just from a propaganda story perspective. But if he wants to win, I can see him maybe trying Philly, maybe trying um, the San Antonio. Well, San Antonio is kind of tied up now. Maybe Denver. Somebody with a legitimate superstar if you're really trying to win. But if he's just going for some story mode shit, I don't think he'll go with the Golden State route. I think he'd rather just end it at home at Cleveland.
So, like, my thing is this, right? Of those teams that we just talked about, right? Which one does LeBron go to and they're instantly like a contender? I guess you could say it with Philly.
I wouldn't even say Philly, bro. I honestly think I think at this age, I mean, it's year 24. Like it's Bron, but it's still year 24, and it's gonna be year 25 possibly. Like he's got to be at a place with a top 5 player. So if it ain't San Antonio, if it ain't Denver, um, even Miami, I don't think that's enough. So yeah, I think he's just going with the sentimental play.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just don't see of those teams that got put up on that board. I don't look at any of those teams and say, "Oh yeah, they add Bron and they in there now." Like, you know what I'm saying? The league got to watch out. Like, I don't feel like that about really any of those teams, to be honest. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it's been a long time since that 2020 chip. Um, it was a long time from that chip to the chip before it, 2013. It's just at this point, I mean, you got all the accolades, you got all the stats. It's just how do you want to be remembered now? Because there's little fellas and little homegirls that's watching you for the first and second time, and they're looking at it like this is a guy that used to be the best in the world. It's like, do you want to be that guy that's just kind of waving the towel at the end of the bench, or
That's what I'm saying, man. Like 25 years is the last, like a quarter century. That's the last thing. And I feel like she goes to the place with the least amount of pressure, and that's home. Like there's nothing to do at Cleveland except retire. Like that's full sentimental, full. There'll be no expectations at all.
you definitely won't be expected to raise no matter if you go back to Cleveland. Especially with James Harden out here getting locked up and shit. They just gave. Well, I don't think we touched on this. Cleveland went ahead and gave Donovan Mitchell that big bag too, which I think is honestly a mistake. I think we've seen enough out of Donovan Mitchell at this point to know that he's not a Batman. He's a Robin. He's the second option. He's not the guy that can lead you to the chip. So by them doing that, I think that might deter LeBron from going there because it's like I don't think LeBron's in the mindset yet of like I'm cool with just being on court. You know, I don't really care if we win or not. I don't really care if we're a threat. Like, I don't. I wouldn't think that he's like. I would just think he's too competitive to accept that as the reality. Even though it might be the reality, you know, you got to psych yourself up and make yourself think that it's something else. And with Cleveland giving Donovan Mitchell all that bread, it's just you can't add any other pieces now. You're pretty much stuck with him, James Harden, uh, Jared Allen, Mobley, and then a Max Strus or whoever. It's just I don't think that team is deep enough to really make any noise. Of course, you are in the East, so y'all know LeBron's feasted on the East for the bulk of his career. But I mean, that LeBron that can just shoulder the entire load and just run through teams by himself. That guy's long gone. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm gonna keep saying the Spurs. That's where I think he'll end up. I think it's a random play. I know it's random. I know it's like, yeah,
I
you're
mean, he can still
super
pass the torch. That's still a play.
right,
They're both
right.
Nike guys, him and Wemby. So I mean, I feel like that's probably his best spot for where his body's gonna be at.
Oh,
If he wants to go
definitely,
for 25 years, we'll
definitely.
have a lot of young guns. Won't have to worry about defense. But
And you'll actually
I
have a
don't know.
chance to win.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Anything else you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. Just expect us to see us on every Friday. It's gonna try to be our day from here on out. But I mean, outside of that, man, I'm good.
Dig it, man. We're gonna have some football news coming for y'all too. As training camp's about to kick off. Go Blackbirds, man. Go Ravens. But that's it for me. Yeah. My name is David Ware. I'm here with my brother Brian Ware,
Yo.
and this is the Brothers Perspective.